What's up, guys? So a lot of gurus are starting to make videos about Bitcoin now that don't usually make videos about Bitcoin. General business entrepreneurs making money online, guys like Gary Vee, Graham Stephan made a video. You know, I did check Grant Cardone's channel, and I did check Ty Lopez's channel, and they have not made videos yet, it doesn't seem. Now Gary Vee put it on a secondary channel, but we're going to see more of this, and that is one of my indicators that tell me that things are overheated, or you get that last kind of push of retail investors in. But that hasn't happened fully, and it could play itself out for a few weeks, obviously, after that at the very least, even in a parabolic move like this, in my opinion. Now, I think the biggest kind of stimulus is the $2,000 stimulus that will come out when Joe Biden takes office. He's already said that they're going to push for that, and it's going to be another $2,000. And I think a lot of people are going to, gravitate and use that money to buy cryptocurrencies or buy other assets, whether it be stocks or, maybe gold and silver. But I think most of it's going to flow into the crypto markets. So I think that's going to bid well for us here, but I am monitoring the situation. A lot of cryptos haven't really taken off, or they're still kind of on the launch pad. We did have some movement today with Tron and EOS, which was nice to see. One of the subscribers actually told me I was in a promo video for EOS IO, and I didn't even know I was in that video, but the footage was actually taken from Sydney in August of 2018, and it's it's kind of crazy to sit there and think about how exciting everything was when the EOS Global Hackathon was going on, and I got to be a mentor at 3 of the hackathons technically. Africa was remotely, but it was just through the internet and everything, just helping out people through Slack, basically through Slack channels. But as far as Sydney, Australia, and San Francisco, those were in person and everything, and they were epic. EOS really put on an amazing contest, amazing show. And then they had the finality in Cape Town, South Africa, and I wasn't there for that. But that being said, it's just like, okay, where did the excitement go in some of these projects? And with EOS, I really can't blame any particular person. And people have asked me, hey, do you still have your EOS? And yeah, I still have my EOS. Actually, it's my biggest holdings. Now, if I started to recalculate, value-wise, maybe it's kind of the balance has obviously changed percentage-wise just because the value of Ethereum has went up. But I was pretty deep into EOS. So, I've stuck with that. We'll see if some things change. I think there's a couple things that particularly happen with EOS, which I'll detail in a future video a little bit more. But the EOS Phoenix channel, which his channel is just named Phoenix, I did catch a video of his weeks ago, and he did talk about some of the things that happened with some of these different sister chains, and a lot of talent was pulled away to work on Telos, or work on Ultra, or work on Wax, and it really kind of divided the community. So everybody was kind of diverting their efforts, and they were building on these other chains and stuff, and then the value of those chains slipped away, and the price of EOS sagged, and there wasn't as much excitement around it. I think if we didn't have the global pandemic and we had more stuff going on that was in person, more events, hackathons going on and stuff like that, I think that would certainly provide more excitement around the project. But yeah, it's okay, what's the road forward? Block One spent a lot of their Ethereum that they raised in the crowd sale back in 2017, 2018, they spent it on Bitcoin, and supposedly on their balance sheet they potentially have over $10 billion worth of assets right now. Certainly they could use that to promote different things. But I think also with voice was a disappointment. And if you're just kind of tuning in, voice is a social media platform that was supposed to be the Steemit 2.0, so to speak. And you can go to voice.com. I mean, it's a great domain name and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of people didn't even get on it. I didn't even get on it. And you have to ask me why. And it was like, well, they were doing all this KYC and stuff. And immediately when you're going to have to start, just to get on a social media platform, you're going to have to put in, your ID and your passport and do facial recognition scanners and all this kind of stuff. Immediately I was like, yeah, well, it ain't going to work. And I guess they drew back from that. Like, they stopped doing kind of as much KYC stuff. Because they saw, like, people didn't want to sign up for it. I mean, I got a couple emails. It was like the first email to invite me, and then it was like there was low response, like people didn't want to sign up. And then they sent out another email, hey, like, we really want you to join, blah, blah, blah. And it was just, to me, for kind of the way the setup was, it was like, what's the point? It's just going to be like kind of a few diehards or something, or internal people in block one that are just going to kind of be on there, and it's on a test net. It's not even on the main net, not even on the EOS main net or any of the other chains where there is actual real trading going on and stuff. So it's it's just on this test net, internal test net, so that they can get the mechanisms right and stuff like that. And I don't know kind of the game plan with that to roll that out, and if that would end up on the EOS mainnet at this point. But from everybody that did get on, they weren't crazy impressed, and it was like the excitement around voice and all that kind of died down, which is unfortunate, because with what's going on right now, with people being deplatformed and people being kicked off of social media, freedom of speech is actually one of the most important aspects of crypto and blockchain technology that we really have. And every time this happens, there's people out on Steem or people out on Hive that will kind of say that, oh, there's a great opportunity and everything, but so many things have went awry over on those blockchains that it's just kind of like, I mean, yeah, that sounds great, but you're not going to get some of these people that are being censored and stuff on these other platforms. It's almost like if you look at Prager University or whatever, I mean, I see more posts about them complaining about the censorship instead of just kind of maybe moving to another platform. And then usually, I mean, again, it comes down to money. It's very hard for these platforms to really pay for the hosting. And some have done an interesting job of kind of partially circumventing part of the hosting expenses, like DTube. The mass majority of videos that are on DTube are actually essentially embedded YouTube videos, which, offsets a lot of the hosting expenses. It's a good idea and everything. And the most of the stuff isn't going to be so controversial that it's going to get censored in the first place. But going back to the original kind of reason and the topic behind this particular video is, I am very, very cognizant of different gurus that don't normally talk about crypto suddenly talking about crypto. When everybody starts talking about it, and all these talking heads and these people in suits that are reportedly experts, that are popping up on CNBC and Fox News and all this kind of stuff like that, that's my indicator to look for the door, or maybe feather out a little bit. Because if you guys look back through my videos, look back at these certain dates. Look back at December 11th of 2018 when the market was collapsing. Who was buying? I was buying. You look back November timeframe of 2019. Who was buying? I was buying. Were there any talking heads, people in suits? Was Gary Vee, these kind of guys giving their opinions on it? Were they asking for Warren Buffett's opinion? Were they asking for Jamie Dimon's opinion about cryptocurrencies? No. That's when you need to be buying. Now, that being said, if you don't have any investment in cryptocurrencies, you do need to take some sort of position, in my opinion, whether it be light. You don't want this thing to completely run away from you. And if you do have a heavy position and you did buy when nobody was talking about the stuff and when everybody gave up hope, don't ever sell out of your full position on a lot of these cryptos, especially if they're on the first page of coin market cap. It doesn't make sense to sell out 100%. And as many issues as Bitcoin and Ethereum have, to almost to the point where they're embarrassing, you need Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, the price is going to get just complete loco. Like, it is going to go absurd. Nothing's going to make sense. You're not going to be able to move coins. You know, the blockchains are going to be useless. They're not going to be usable or anything like that. But that will not stop people from buying it. And, you know, it's not going to make sense, guys, but we're going to benefit. So anyway, that's the video today. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps out. And follow me on all social media at Brian Phobos, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Steam it, Hive, DTube, wherever. See ya.